All right, before we get into this video, newsflash. Politicians lie. That means when you invite them to a town hall to speak, they're going to lie. When you invite them to a debate, they're going to lie. Both opponents on either side of the fence, the political spectrum, they're going to lie. Republican, Democrat, it doesn't matter. They are liars. We are talking right now about the town hall meeting in Michigan where Kamala Harris was invited by Oprah Winfrey to hold a conversation. It says, see, look, hold a conversation which is going to be riddled with lies. And if you don't think politicians lie, then I question your ability to be objective in this world. What we're going to focus on right here is what Kamala Harris said about being a gun owner and what she would do if somebody invaded her home as a gun owner. Check this out. And keep in mind, Kamala Harris might just lie here.
And look, I think for far too long on the issue of gun violence, some people have been pushing a really false choice to suggest you're either in favor of the Second Amendment or you want to take everyone's guns away.
Or how about the other false choice that she's not going to talk about? That you love children or you hate guns. Because if you love guns, that means you hate children. So if you love children, you're going to get rid of your guns. It is a false dichotomy. Now, she says she loves the Second Amendment. And she says that people say, I'm going to take your guns away. I'm not here to take your guns away. Unless you own an assault weapon, AK-47, AR-15, high-capacity magazines. We are taking those away. Which would be a violation of shall not be infringed. And nobody asked her the question. Oprah Winfrey's not going to ask it. No newscaster is going to ask it. No supposed journalist is going to ask it. How can you say you're for the Second Amendment, which says shall not be infringed, as you seek to infringe on people's rights, innocent people who haven't committed crimes with their AR-15s, AK-47s, assault weapons, high-capacity magazines? They haven't committed and won't commit a crime. So why aren't they asking Kamala Harris that question? You say you're for the Second Amendment, but then you're for infringement, which is anti-Second Amendment. Could you please explain that position and then not let her back out of it? Moderators are constantly letting politicians back out of things, talk themselves out, obfuscate, talk about something else, divert, deflect.
I'm in favor of the Second Amendment, and I'm in favor of assault weapons bans, universal background check.
That's like saying that's so crazy. It's like saying I'm in favor of shall not be infringed, and I'm also in favor of shall be infringed.
Red flag laws.
That's red flag confiscation laws. You have to get the terminology right. It's not just red flag laws, extreme risk protection orders. It's a man with a gun, a law enforcement agent coming to your house, violating your Fourth Amendment right to be secure in your person's houses, papers, and effects, and then violating your Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms, the unalienable right to keep and bear arms. So she is absolutely for violating the Second Amendment. She's for violating the Fourth Amendment, which means she's for violating the Constitution that she swore to protect, defend, and uphold.
And these are just...
That's just ridiculous. This is ridiculous, not... Oh, yes, she's going to violate our rights, yes. When a politician says she's going to violate your rights, in other words, she's not going to come out and say it, take it to the bank. They're going to violate your rights. They're going to attempt to violate your rights. So all these people are applauding the chains of their own oppression. They want a politician to move in against their rights, even though they're innocent. They might own guns. I don't know. Maybe they don't own guns. But what they're asking for is the violence of the state to come against them and to come against their neighbors who are all innocent.
Common sense. These are just common sense.
I thought it was so powerful at the convention when you said you have guns. No, at the debate.
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun.
I did not know that.
If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes.
I'm going to play it again. But imagine the outrage the next day if Donald Trump said, if somebody comes to I own a gun. Somebody comes to my house, they're getting shot.
If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes. I hear that.
We would see a raking over the coals of Donald Trump if he said that. You know that we would.
That.
Probably should not.
Oh my God, look at him laugh. Look at the look on her face. And even though newspaper outlets are saying that she said this in jest, she still said it. And you don't see Everytown USA, Gabby Giffords, you don't see anybody out there going, hey, this is not a laughing matter. What they would say is the leading cause of death among children is gun violence. And you're laughing about this? You're laughing about shooting somebody? How dare you? No, none of that. Why? Because they're consumed with hypocrisy.
That.
Probably should not have said that. But my staff will deal with that later.
Yeah.
Look at everybody just chugging. Oh, this is so funny. Gun violence is destroying children's lives. People are breaking this. This is so funny. This is great.
But you have been a gun owner for a while.
Yes, I have.
Yes.
But here's my point.
Oh, really? What kind of gun do you own? Let us know what kind of gun you have.
Point, Oprah, is that I'm not trying to take everyone's guns away. I believe in the Second Amendment, but we have to agree that, look, I did last fall a college tour with college-age young people, so I also did trade schools. And packed audience every time in their auditorium, and I would ask, please raise your hand if at any point between kindergarten and 12th grade you had to endure an active shooter drill. Almost every hand went up. It was bone chilling.
Yeah, this is the way our kids are.
Is it equally as bone chilling if she asked this question? How many of you K through 12 have been subjected to, or know your parents have been subjected to, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, and if you decide to have children in the future, how many of you know that you are subjected to government-sanctioned transgenerational debt slavery by the implied barrel of a government gun? Oh God, it's just bone-chilling. So she's okay with using government-sanctioned, what they would call gun violence against people, to take the time and laboring energies, or the product of their time and laboring energies. She's not going to call that bone-chilling, but she will call it bone-chilling that you had to undergo a active shooter drill at some point in your educational process. All these news articles are covering it, but nobody's given Kamala a hard time for saying it when they would have done that to Donald Trump. Let's just take a look at USA Today. Gun owner Kamala Harris says, and she's just doing this to pander to gun owners in key states, right? So that she can get the votes there because, again, she's a politician. She's a liar. They're getting shot if intruder breaks into her house. And listen to how they downplay this. BBC did it. CNN did it. ABC, CBS, NBC. Vice President Kamala Harris said Thursday that any intruder who breaks into her home is getting shot. A comment that seemed to be made in jest during an interview with Oprah Winfrey. Winfrey, while hosting a star-studded live stream town hall with the Democratic nominee, told Harris in an interview that she was surprised to hear during the last week's presidential debate with Donald Trump that she's a gun owner. And then she says, if somebody breaks into my house, they're getting shot. Harris responded and then broke into a laugh, as did everybody else in the auditorium. Probably should not have said that. My staff will deal with that later. Harry Sisson, the Democratic propagandist hypocrite that he is, says, wow, Kamala Harris just laid down the law. If someone comes into my house, they're getting shot. I probably shouldn't have said that. The exchange came during a discussion on gun control. Harris supports strengthening background checks, that's infringement checks, that's anti-Second Amendment to purchase guns, and reinstating a federal assault weapons ban, which means criminalizing innocent gun owners who haven't harmed anybody with what they call assault weapons. Here's my point, Oprah. I'm not trying to take everyone's guns away. I believe in the Second Amendment. These are just common sense. Common sense will always be the alibi of tyrants. The safety of the people will always be the alibi of tyrants. Of course, they're not going to come out there and say, I'm going to take all your guns. But we did see last week in that news clip when she was the California Attorney General, she said, if you're not keeping your guns safe, well, we're going to come into your home and we're going to make sure you're safe. Well, if an intruder comes into our home to make sure that our guns are in a safe, does that mean we can do what you said you would do to an intruder if they come into your home? Bottom line, politicians lie because they want to get into your good graces, because they want your vote. And the reason they want you to vote is because they want you demoralized into voting for, wait for it, liars. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comment section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. No, I am not for Trump. If you want to support the channel further, get a Trump Fauci 2024. Give us another shot shirt in honor of Operation Warp Speed, which is antithetical to freedom. Remember, in times of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. If the revolution is to be, it begins with you and me. I'll see you in the next video.